It's been only 1 year since we met in Val d'Uchesse and promised to set out a new pact for European social dialogue. In that period, the world has transformed. Artificial intelligence has evolved at a breakneck pace. In just a few months, we could have models that approach human reasoning. Global competition has become fiercer and very disruptive. And we all know that the threat of tariffs on the other side of the Atlantic is imminent. This is a watershed moment for Europe, a moment of transition and transformation. By the end of the decade, we have to double the number of workers in digital and AI. At the same time, the shift to clean energy will create over 1 million new jobs by 2030. Massive investments are needed in skills, in AI adoption, in energy, in digital infrastructure. And these facts and figures clearly show why we need a new pact for European social dialogue. In other parts of the world, economic transformation is sometimes planned and dictated by the government, or we also know it is completely driven by the logic of profit. Europe is different. The European social market economy is different. When technologies shift, when industries disappear and evolve, it is our social dialogue that ensures fairness and sustainable success for all, for employers and employees. Because we all know that we can only be successful over a longer period of time if we work together. So social dialogue turns disruptive innovation into a progress for all. It keeps the well-being of competitive companies and workers at the heart of everything we do. In a changing world, Europe must change too. And social partners will help drive this change, because you know best what business and workers need to thrive in a changing world. You know best where our rules need to be updated because they don't fit anymore. And in this moment of global uncertainty, Europe's well-balanced system of collective bargaining is a true competitive advantage. And with this pact, we commit to putting social dialogue at the heart of European decision-making. We will, so says the pact, now consult with you on all new proposals that affect you. And let me set out 3 of these areas where social dialogue will be key in the coming months. The first is the implementation of the Clean Industrial Deal. As you know, this is our joint roadmap, our plan for European industry and workers to deliver on decarbonization and competitiveness. And here we need your input. For example, on how can we facilitate offshore oil and gas workers to transition to new roles in offshore wind and ocean energy, just to take an example. Or how can we train and upskill the 800,000 workers needed in the battery sector? How can we train and upskill to meet the growing demand for the electric vehicles? Because when it comes to details of what companies and workers need, really tailor-made, nothing can replace the collective expertise of a strong and a social dialogue. Second point, social dialogue is central to our work with Europe's automotive sector, the chemical and the steel sector. And these are industries that are struggling with structurally high energy costs. Their supply chains are exposed to an increasingly hostile geopolitical environment. And often they are facing unfair competition. There's state-sponsored overcapacity from China. There is the US announcement to impose tariffs on European steel and aluminum exports. And here let me be very clear. Europe will always stand for open markets and fair competition. But we will act when the interests of our businesses and our workers are threatened. And here too, it's crucial for us that we continue to work very closely with you and align the policies we fulfill to ensure that the future of these industries is also here in Europe. And finally, social dialogue is key to deliver a true union of skills. If we want to lead in the industries of tomorrow, we of course need the workers with the right skills. And that means investing in education, particularly in science, technology, engineering and math, encouraging young girls and women into exactly these subjects. It also means investing in training and upskilling. The motivation and the need for action are there without any question. Just a figure that is interesting, 60% of European workers believe they will need new knowledge or skills to make the most out of AI, so they know it. Digital Europe estimates that we need at least 300,000 new cybersecurity professionals by 2030. So, let us jointly invest in digital skills across the labor force, but also in highly specialized expertise. Again, we need the support of you, our social partners. You are the best place to see what kind of skills are needed and what is missing. Ladies and gentlemen, by signing this pact, we reaffirm our commitment to social dialogue. But most importantly, we agree to work shoulder to shoulder to jointly address the most pressing challenges of our time. Thank you very much for the attention, and long live Europe. Thank you.